how do we find more time? Who here would like more time? It's something that I find myself feeling like if I just had more time, I'd be able to do this. If I just had more time, I'd be able to do that. So I just want to talk about this topic of time because I know it's a big one for everyone at some point in our lives. So I've been thinking recently about how I want to spend the last 6 months of the year as I prepare for our mid-year review that we'll be doing on the 26th of June. The link is below if you haven't seen information about that yet. In that session, we're going to be reviewing the 6 months just gone and making a plan for the 6 months coming up. And one of the things that I do around this time as I'm thinking ahead about what I want to do is time. One of the big factors that prevents me from doing all the things that I want to do is time. It's being realistic with the time. And so I know this is a big question that gets asked a lot, like how can we create more time? And so I have some big projects coming up and I've signed up for a really big intensive course program to help me get my book written. There we go. I've said it out loud. And there's other things going on in my life, like children and schools and the house. There's a lot of stuff to do in the house. I've just moved and there's a lot of work to be done. And there's lots of things that I want to squeeze in to the next 6 months. So when I start to think to myself, how can I find more time? The thing that I do is go through my calendar and I start to really evaluate where my time is going. And I literally do this per day, per hour. And I start to look at, what happens on a Monday? Where is my time going? What am I doing? And having an evaluation, first of all, of where your time is going right now is a really good first step. So you can get really granular on this and actually track your time. I have done this in the past. I'm not going to do it this time. Maybe because I'm too scared to really know where my time is going. But I have done this in the past and it's been so helpful in that you could spend 24 hours or a week. And I spent a week tracking every single moment of my day. And I kept a diary and I kept it on my phone. And I track how much time I spend on different tasks, like getting the children ready, how much time cooking, how much time just sat thinking, working, like as much as possible, watching television. And it gives you a really good insight of where your time is going. And from that, then you can start to think, if I cut this out and I cut this out and I cut this out and I stop doing this, I'm going to buy back like 3 hours a day, potentially. Depends on your own life, of course. So that's one of the things that I start to do. And it's especially if I've got something big that I want to bring in. So I know that writing the book, I'm going to have to carve the time out. I have to make time for it. And so if there's something that you want to do that you want to carve out the time for, that's where I would start, is looking at the time scales right now and what can I say no to? It's temporary. I know that this is temporary. It's not going to be forever. So I'm going to have to stop watching television in the week for a few months and treat myself on a Friday to watching the television. That's how brutal I will get with my time. But I will factor in downtime. So if I take that away, there'll be what I'll be doing is reading for half an hour before I go to bed instead of just binge watching programs. So it is important to factor that self-care in as well. It isn't about just filling up the time then with being productive. Definitely carving out some time to wind down and switch off is really important. So looking there first at where you can carve out some time, what can you say no to, knowing that it's temporary, you might have to sacrifice some things whilst you dedicate this time towards your dream or whatever it is that you want to do, because we can't buy time, can we? So where our time is spent is so important. And we can often surprise ourselves with, I find that I'm not a night person. I like by 7 p.m. I am literally falling asleep. I'm so tired on an evening. So it's about looking at where you work best as well. And I would prefer to get up earlier and do something early. I'm more switched on in the mornings. I get really confused on an evening. So for me, if I wanted to carve out an extra hour each morning, I could set the alarm, again, temporary, because I don't want to live like that forever. But temporarily, I could set the alarm an hour earlier and get up a bit earlier. The other thing as well, though, we can get in our own heads by saying, I'm not a night person. I can't function on a night time. But I remember last year when I was training, I told myself that I can't do anything on an evening. But when I actually had a training program, and I realized that some evenings I'm going to have to do some exercise. And what I did was just gently, just like warmed up, doing some star jumps. And actually, I found by moving my body and doing a little bit of exercise, it actually gave me loads of energy all of a sudden. And I felt like I could concentrate for another hour or two. So it's interesting how sometimes we just get in this pattern of, I can't do this, I can't work here, I can't do it here. But actually we can if we really, really want to do something. So that's another thing that I would challenge you to think about is, have you created these walls and barriers around what you can do and the time that you have and when you can work and when you can't work? Because sometimes there are ways that we can, by injecting ourselves with music or exercise, and that injection then gives you a little like, oh, I can now do some work or do whatever it is that you want to do. I can make some art. Having time is important for everybody. We have the same 24 hours in a day, and how we spend that time is so important, really, really important. So I love this time of year to take stock of, where is my time going? Where is that going? And where do I want to spend that time going forwards? So if you'd like to join us for the mid-year Best Year Yet review, where we are going to review the 6 months just gone and start to make a plan so that we can end 2023 having our best year yet, especially if there's some things that you aren't happy with, if you want to adjust things in your life, if you want more fun, more money, this is the time to re-navigate and focus on that so that you can make a plan to make that happen, because you create your own success. Okay, if you want to join us for that, the link is around here somewhere, and I'll see you next week. We'll get started actually next week on the Best Year Yet mid-year, not the mid-year, the mid-year review. I won't edit that. I'll leave it. It's funny. Take care, my friends. I'll see you soon. Bye.